Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Nellie and Ruth Designs. I have my camera up today, and I feel like I'm so far away from everybody, but this is a bigger book, and I need to lift it up. I need to rise up this morning. So thanks for joining in. I'm going to start a new little project, and I'll work on it on occasion. It's not going to be one of those ones where I'm posting it every week. I don't know. It's going to depend on how my mood hits and what other things I have to do. But I have this old rose book, which is quite beautiful, and I've cut a lot of roses out of this. And I really don't want to cut anymore. I want to keep this book somewhat because I think it's really pretty. So this measures 11.5 by 8.5. So it's a nice size book. And what I've decided to do is, a few years ago, I had a party with 4 or 5, I think I had 5 girlfriends come over. And it was a party, it was a dream board party. I don't know if you've ever made a dream board. Actually, I think it was longer than 5 years ago. It was a while ago because my boys were somewhat smaller. Everybody had to make a dream board. And then, we had a luncheon. It was a lot of fun. We had drinks, we had lunch, and then everybody had to get up and explain their dream board. And I provided the poster board for it. These were big dream boards. They were probably, I don't know, maybe 2 feet by whatever. They were huge. And everybody had to put what they dreamt about, either a goal or just something that they dreamed about doing that they knew that they would never do. And we had a ball. It was so much fun. So I thought I would make a dream book. And I think there's so many things that we long for or dream about, or what if, or I wish I had. And I think it's a good way to get it all down on paper. You can journal in it if you want to, but this is just going to be a collage dream book, a goal book. So I wanted to first start by going through. You can see this is what I had done previously. I have all of these paper clips in here of what I want to make pockets with and pages I want to rip out. I want to make it a little bit smaller. So as I start putting things in here, I have room. So I want to try to preserve and keep some of the prettier pages in here, and then just take out what I don't want to use, keep certain pages to collage on. So I've already kind of gone through this morning just to try to get it in my mind how exactly I want to do this. And I've stapled some pages here that I want to take out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get in here as close as I can with my X-Acto knife without really trying to, I don't want to damage the spine or the book. I'll just kind of have to see how it goes. I want to try to leave it intact as much as I can. So I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife. See, I have to be careful and get down inside here and loosen and take some of these pages out. And then I can always clean it up afterwards. But I just thought it would be a nice little project to work on and do. Something different, something a little different than it's still going to be a collage book, but, and as I'm getting closer to where I want to, now if I was just making pockets out of all of these, I wouldn't mind so much of just ripping through, but seeing that some pages are going to actually be collaged, I just want to be careful in taking this out so I don't rip through another. So I think this one will be okay here, and I'll just kind of clean this up here carefully. Just take some of these out so they're not so, and I think this will be obviously the most tedious part, is getting a book and removing some of the pages. And it's okay if there's still a little bit left in here, because that looks pretty good. So my thought process on this is going to be, I will keep this and I'll do some collaging around the roses here. And then when I flip this page, these two pages will be dream boards. This I want to keep here, and then this page I can make a dream board, a dream page right here. And the same with this one, because I like these pages here of the roses. Now this here, I would not want to cut this page out because it would be opposite of this here. So this I'm going to fold over, and I thought I had a paper clip here I could use. I could take one out of my weekly planner. So, and this is where it could get a little confusing. So this here I would want to use to collage on. So this page would have to be saved here. And then I have to go and look to see, okay, so these two pages will be collaged on. I already have here, this is stapled, and I have tear out. So I will take these two pages out. And again, I just want to be really careful when I do this. I'm wondering if maybe, just maybe, make it a little easier. I have this little mat here. I could put that under there, as close as I could get it. And then I could just come down. Okay, that might work a little bit better. Get that over there. Whoops. I want to go off the mat because then I'll be into the page below. I'm just kind of feeling where this mat is. There we go. And again, I don't mind. I can always clean these up afterwards. But I just want to get whatever pages out. So this would be, because of the flowers here, this would be a dream page, dream board page. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a pocket here. So I'm going to keep this like that, and then I can come back and glue this together and I'll have a nice pocket. I think this one here, I was going to do another pocket because I do like these pages here. And you can make it as thick as you want to. All right, this one I just ripped and tore out because this obviously was going to be a pocket. So this can be a dream board. This one here can be a dream board. Some of these I'm going to keep in, and then I can just work as I go along. Okay, so this one here, I'm not crazy about any. Well, this I could cut. This would be pretty. These here I could cut. So I could use this one as a dream board across from here. So I could take these 3 out. Maybe I can get a little bit closer now that, see, I don't want to go. I have to be careful up on that other page. And I want to be careful not to go through the stitching as well that's holding this book together. So I just want to take my time here. And I'm just kind of lifting these up a little bit. Not pressing too hard. Okay, and then this last page here, again, I want to be really careful. So I think I'm going to do it like this, almost like a little. And if you're making a pocket, it doesn't really matter because it will all be hidden. But because I want to make a dream page on this side, I just want to be careful. See, that ripped over into there, but that's okay because I'm going to have, this will be a collage page. So that's okay. And again, I can just clean that up a little bit. So that'll be a collage page. And maybe not, maybe this one will be, because see, this is coming out. So, all right, so this will be the collage page with a pocket. Collage page. These 2 can be a collage page. Well, this I have tear out, so I will tear this out. And these are quite thin pages too, so you can see I don't really have to press that hard to get these out. And I'm not chatting a lot right now because I really just want to concentrate on this here. All right, so after this page, you get the idea. I'm going to go ahead and I am going to finish up the book here, and then I will be back. Okay, so I have everything ripped out. These are all the pages here that I took out. I took out quite a few, all right? So the next thing I'm going to do, so I know where I'm at in the book, I'm going to go through and I'm going to glue what I want for pockets. But before I glue, I'm going to make a notch in each one using one of my one of my, hold on here, let's see. I don't know if I want to use a circle or if I should use one of my ovals. I have to figure out as far as the side of the page. I have this here, that one there. I may use that. I don't have a bigger one. I don't have a bigger one than that, and I'm afraid that if I use the round, it's going to make too big of a, it's going to be too, what do I want to say? I could use that. This is 2 inches, and this is 2 1/4, but it would probably work out to be pretty much the same. Maybe I'll just use this one here. And when I make my punches, I'm going to do them on different sections, and then I can put a little tab up above if I want to. And I am going to, sometimes I will punch just the front. Oh, excuse me, 1 minute. All right, thanks everybody. I had to take that. It was my son. He was coming from a doctor's appointment. So, all right, so I'm going to start clipping these. That way I'll know that there's a pocket page, and I'll put a little tab there. And I might as well, at the same time, I might as well run a bead of glue, right? And get this and because it's such a large pocket, I'm not concerned about you know, using a bead of glue. Using a little bit more glue is just fine to make sure that the pages are glued together well. So I've worked out of this book for a long time, and I cut out some really, really pretty. All right, so this here, I have to think here. So this is a dream page. This is going to be another pocket. So I'm going to move this down one, just like a school book. Here. And I've really gotten some pretty cut flowers out of here that I use with my collaging and such. So this is going to be this will be a nice project to work with. And take a little bit of this off here. There we go. All right. And then we'll be able to see how these pages lay much better after we get the paper clips out. So again, I'm going to continue through here and then I will be back. All right, so I have the book all glued together. I have the pages punched. So, and you can see it lays obviously much better. We took a lot out and the pages lay much better once they're glued down. There was one spot in the book where when I flipped the page over, I think it was, you know, I'm going to say the old versus the new, left versus right side. The page was a little wonky, so I had to use my Sukwang tape. The glue wouldn't work with it, but everything is glued down. I have my pocket pages here that I'll be able to put things in, as I work along. Again, this is going to be my dream and goal book. It could also, you could make something like this. It's going to be all collaged. So you could make your collage book like this. You could use a 3-ring binder. Anything that you may, this page I don't really trust. I have a feeling that this is going to end up coming out, but maybe I can stick some washi tape down there when I get to that page and hold it in. Same with this here. These are a little loose, but I'm just going to, my goal is to keep those pages in there. So you can see that everything is put together now. I have my pages that I can collage on and make my dream pages, and then I've got it all set and ready. So I'm going to let these pages cure and set, let them get all glued up and do their job, have my glue do what it's supposed to do. Yeah, these are the 2 pages that are kind of wonky, and they kind of stick out, don't they? But we will see how they stick out a little bit here. I may end up having to take them out, but that's okay. So I'm going to set that aside. You get the gist of how to start the book. But I wanted to share with you some things that, if you say, well, I don't know, have any goals, or I don't really dream about anything. We all have dreams. We all dream about something. When it's gloomy and dark outside, I dream about sunny days in the summer when I can sit by my pool, when I can get out in my garden. If I'm on the road, and I'm listening to music and, say a Jimmy Buffett song comes on, I dream about going to Florida and, being in the warm sunshine and seeing friends. Or if I go to a farm, I'm driving by a farm and it reminds me of my girlfriend down in Virginia. They have a sheep farm. And, I dream about going down to visit Shay and Jim. So there's a lot of things that, we dream about. I think when you're younger, you have a lot more dreams. At my age, I've had a lot of dreams over the years, and I've set goals for myself. Not everything has been accomplished, but it's just nice to dream. It just kind of takes you away into another world. And so I want to give you some things, if you say, well, I really don't have anything that I dream about, or that's a goal that I know I won't reach. Well, then just work on a dream book. Just have fun, and it doesn't have to be any goals in there, but it would be nice if you could have some goals for yourself. Even one of my goals this year is cleaning out my basement and throwing things away that I don't want anymore. I don't need. I don't want to leave them for my kids after I'm dead and gone. I know what it was like when I had to go through my mom's house. It's very emotional. We all have a tendency to hold on to our emotions, and that's not healthy either. So, another goal for myself is getting my gardens in shape this year. I have goals on planting certain flowers, and so this type of book would be wonderful to have and to create. So I just pulled some ideas. I mean, who didn't dream at one time or another? Who didn't dream about being a movie star? And you can find a People magazine if there's an actor or actress that you admire, or you really like. Sometimes you dream about what their life is like, or if they're in a movie. One movie in particular I really liked was Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds was in it with Betty White. I can't think of the name of it, but it's where she was an executive in New York City and Ryan Reynolds was her secretary. And she was Canadian, and in order for her to stay in America, she had to get married. So she plotted this big scheme, and Ryan Reynolds ended up taking her home to meet his family in Alaska. And it was a beautiful, the house set on a peninsula. And it was like, oh, I would love to go there, just to be by the seaside. And so, there's a lot of things that you can do. So they have different books on different stars. There one of these was made with Audrey Hepburn. This one I love Marilyn Monroe. So it would be wonderful to do a dream board, couple dream pages on Marilyn Monroe. And write down my thoughts about her and why I think she's so dreamy, and all of my innermost secrets and feelings about Marilyn Monroe. Another book you could use if you want some. This is a good inspirational book. This is I got this at Barnes and Noble, and I bought it off of there, I think $2 or $5 table at one time, and you can see I've been using it. I pull things out. But you could look through a book like this, a little inspirational book to get ideas. Like, here, put the needle on the record. You could go back and dream about when you were a teenager and when we had vinyl records. And then you could just work from that. What are some other things? The world is your oyster. You could get some inspiration from that. Talk about how you would like to see the world, your dreams of a perfect world for yourself. The future is unwritten. If this is a wonderful one, if you wanted to be a writer and you never got around to writing, the future is unwritten. You could have 2 pages where you could write a story. You could be your own narrator. You could write a little mini book. You could start out your book here, Daydream Believer. All about your daydreams that you've had. You could write about the dreams that you've had. And if your dreams, you could dream about what if some of your dreams came true. So this is, you could find a little book like this, or if you have something sitting on your shelf, you could pull from a book such as this. Another one, a lot of people dreamed about being doctors and they never got around to it, or they couldn't go to college to learn, or you weren't good with science. I think it would have been wonderful to be a doctor. I'm terrible with science. Math and science was not my strong suit. So there's pictures in here where you could dream about being a physician, and there's all kinds of pictures of the human body, bones and teeth. If you wanted to be a dentist, you dreamed about being a dentist. If you dreamed about being a physical therapist, there's you can find muscles, brain doctor. I don't know if anybody ever dreamed about being a brain doctor, but books like this is the encyclopedia. It's a pocket, and it's obviously a picture dictionary. Dream about being a school teacher. They have sections in here on math and science, light, in color. Dream about being a pilot. So there's a lot of different things that, you know, in some sense we do dream about. It just may not come to us like, oh, I didn't realize that, you know, I could use my book that way or whatever. If you wanted to be a music teacher, or if you dreamt about playing the saxophone, dreamed about being in a rock band. So that's an idea there. At home you have, if you're not good at sewing and you see other gals sew, you could have a page about dreaming about being a seamstress, and you could pull old patterns, and you could use dress patterns, cut them out, fussy cut them out, and make pages. If you dream about your grandchildren, if you haven't seen your grandchildren in a while because of COVID, or they live across, you know, the country, and maybe, you know, you just can't afford the airfare or the gas to go see them, you could make a whole suite dream pages about your grandchildren, and you know, the time that you did spend with them and how much enjoyment. So you could actually, you know, consider this as being a little scrapbook as well, just on a smaller scale. So that's an idea. For, you know, a lot of people dream about going on vacations. So this book here, this is a artist, Peter Vey, and this was picked up down in Key West, Florida. We do have some of Peter's art in our home because we do love, we love Key West and all that it has to offer. It's kind of like if you've never been to Key West, it's like a Caribbean New Orleans. That's all I can it's the only way I can describe it. It's not like Florida at all. I don't go to Florida. I never say, oh, I'm going on vacation to Florida, because I think Florida is very flat. I don't think it doesn't have much to offer for me. But when I say I'm going, I go to Key West, because to me, it's a totally different world. So, you know, when you walk past an art gallery, you can go in and you can grab some of these books. You know, what if you dreamed about owning a sailboat, or you dreamed about sailing the Caribbean, or whatever? You can find some beautiful, beautiful pictures in some of these art books. Another sailboat. And these would be nice to put on your dream board. If you've never been, if you've dreamt of going to New York City, here's a beautiful, you can do a skyline. You can have a dream pages of traveling to New York City. And these are all different pictures that Peter has painted. If you live in out west and you've never seen the snow, you could have a whole page about how you dream to spend just one day or an hour in the snow. So books like this are very good as well. Here you've got your rooster. I love the roosters down there. So you can use art books as well to put in there. I have a Norman Rockwell book, and you know, Norman Rockwell has beautiful, beautiful pictures, and you can fussy cut and take from here. You know, if you dream about everyone in the world, you know, dreaming about not having any sickness, you know, a picture like this would be wonderful. There's so many things that dream about never having to discipline your kids because they're just so well behaved. You can really have a lot of fun with this. So these are some examples. These are some wonderful examples that you can use. And let's see, one more. Okay, here. This here is the Fairyland Companion. And these have all beautiful pictures. If you've never been to a forest, if you've never been to the redwoods out west, you could have a dream page about going into the forest and add these little fairies that you come upon, along with, you know, trees and birds. So you can really have fun with this and make it your own. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. You know, in just with some books that you could use, some ideas. So we're going to march forward, and I'm going to start a couple pages in here, and we can work on this together. And I think it'll be a fun project. So thanks everybody for joining in today. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and I will see you a few pages in. All right, everybody. Bye-bye.